Hey guys, and welcome back to another installment of Life Stories. My name is Trent, and today we are taking a look at I don't work here, lady. Stories are coming. Let's get started. Alright, our first story of the day is, I'm not a truck driver. I don't work here, you knucklehead. So, basically, my group of friends are big car fanatics, and we tend to work on our cars ourselves. We wear throwaway clothes that generally get very dirty. My friend works for the city as a private contracted snowplow driver and wears his reflective uniform when working on our cars. While finishing welding the exhaust on my car with the help of my friend, we go to the nearby coffee restaurant for some food. When we arrive, there's a truck parked at the back. Once inside, we begin to order food until a manager comes towards us and asks us what we've been doing. What are you doing? Ordering food? Ordering food? You're not even done your job yet! Get your job done or I'll have you written up for insubordination. We don't work here. Don't lie to me. Oh, no, we don't work here at all. Pointing at the city logo on my friend's jacket. The manager ignores this. Get back into the office now. We ignore him, obviously, and laugh a little about the ridiculousness of the situation. He comes back out and tells us to get into the office now, and now we're ticked. We don't work here, man. At this point, the manager begins to shove us into the office of another man, maybe someone higher up than him. We're pretty annoyed at this point and yell a few expletives at the guy and try to get our point into his tiny brain about the fact that we're customers and don't work here. He doesn't care and escorts us the rest of the way to the office. Contact TDL and get these lazy bones written up. He then continues to berate us, not yelling, but in a very angry voice, how we were late already and that they're now very behind due to our incompetence. The other manager then notices my friend's jacket and the logo on it. He tells us that we can leave and close the door behind us. We hear some yelling now. As we're leaving the store, ticked off, now we see the original manager come back out, pretty ticked as well. He sheepishly mutters in an apology and tells us how he's had such a stressful day and gave us each a $25 gift card to the restaurant for our troubles. Behind him, you could see the other manager standing behind him in the distance with his arms crossed. I know this may not be as exciting of a story as some of the other stories on this subreddit, but I wanted to share it. Hey man, I mean, exciting or not, you got free food out of it, so I'd say it's a win. Our next story is titled, Students Are Not Allowed in the Park. My boyfriend works from home 3 days a week. Fortunately, our condo is relatively close to a mock Tudor-style park. This allows him to escape the house and laptop during lunch. The park is built where an old seed house once was, and is complete with an old foundation feature, a man-made lake gazebo, and a little ways off, a splash pad playground for the kids. In short, it's a nice place for a walk. It just so happens that this is also located near a local Catholic school. One day, he's taking a walk with his headphones, and he's stopped when a woman decides to confront him. You are not allowed here. You know you're loitering. Confused, he asks for clarification, and he is told that students are not allowed in the park, and he needs to leave, now. As it turns out, this was a teacher from the school that saw him walking around and decided to tell him off. It appears that students were banned from going into the park and gardens. While my boyfriend definitely has a young-looking face, he was dressed in business clothes and has an ongoing scruff. Needless to say, if you took a look at him, you would know quite quickly that he is not a teen. Being good-natured, he let her know that he was not a high school student and he did not attend the school in question. Thinking it was done, he went to continue his walk. Her response, well, you shouldn't be here anyways. Seeing as he had to head home and get back to work, he decided to cut the walk short and avoid any further confrontation. He has not since been bothered, so I can only assume the teacher in question has decided her policing is better spent elsewhere. Come on, man, let him enjoy his walk. What kind of Catholic schoolboy rocks business casual anyway? Moving along, our next story is titled, How I Got a Free Cricket Ball. This story is actually more of a positive one, and we had a happy outcome. My apologies for the lack of police involvement, but it happened to me today, and I wanted to share. My nephew is 8, and moving up a grade in cricket this year, meaning he is now allowed his own gear. In New Zealand, the Kiwi Cricket League uses plastic bats and rubber balls. He's moving up into the intermediate grade, which uses proper equipment. So as his parents aren't very sporty, and I've played cricket my whole life, I took him out today to get him his first cricket bat, as well as gloves, a box, and pads, etc. Because I remember the horror of having to share those back when I was a kid. We went to a sports goods store and I was sizing him up for a bat when a woman taps me on the shoulder and asks if I could help her find the right bat for her son. My nephew is experimentally swinging a couple of bats, so I figure, why not, and agree to help. It takes all of 2 minutes to find one that this woman's son likes, and everyone goes away happy. The woman goes straight to checkout while we go looking for a pair of gloves for my nephew. When it comes time for me to check out, the store manager comes up to me while I'm putting items on the counter. "Excuse me, sir, did you tell a woman that you worked for us?" No, but I did help a woman find a bat for her son." "Oh, well, she wanted me to pass on her thanks to the employee that helped her, and gave a description that doesn't match any of my employees, but fits you quite well." It's important to note that at this point, I was wearing a suit and tie as I had been teaching a class in the morning, and I'm a slightly overweight man in his mid-30s. No idea how on earth I was mistaken for an employee at a sporting goods store. As a thank you, the manager gave my nephew a free cricket ball. Not the most exciting ending, but hey, free stuff is free stuff. You know what? That was wholesome. We need more of those. Moving along, our next story is titled, "I Can't Renegotiate Your Contract." Up until recently, I worked at a company as site access, meaning I take calls from techs and let them in on different sites for maintenance work. Just like the service desk, the sales reps, and NOC, I'm using an SIP program for the phone calls. With that program, we can transfer directly to other employees, departments, or other phone numbers. Cast is me. AM equals angry man. It's a normal day at work. Things are a bit slow, not a lot of techs out in the field today, and I feel like this is going to be a piece of cake. Around 11 a.m. or so, I get a call. I assume it's like any other call from a tech I've never spoken to before, as I don't recognize the number. This is common. I answer, "Welcome to Site Access, OP speaking." AM says, "Hey, I've been transferred 5 times now. You are going to help me." AM is already sounding angry at this point, and having worked as an ISP representative for about a year prior to this, I was used to the screaming customer. I turn on my customer service mode. "Well, depending on what it is, I might be able to help you. What's your question?" "I want to renegotiate my contract with you as it's about to expire." "Sorry, sir, I'm afraid you've come to the wrong place. I work with site access, meaning I help techs enter different sites, and..." AM cuts me off. "I don't care what you work with. You're going to help me with this. Bring up my contract so we can negotiate it now." At this point, I realized that I might be stuck with the guy for either 5 minutes or 25 minutes. So I try to de-escalate the situation, explain to him that I unfortunately can't help with his renegotiation, but at least try to find a new way for him to get some more information about his request. "Sir, again, I'm sorry, but I can't really help you. I don't have the knowledge or know about the contracts our company signs with the customers. I can absolutely try to find your customer profile to see who you should be speaking with. What's the name of the company?" AM gives me the company name and the business registration number reluctantly. I look around for a couple of minutes without success. Can't seem to find anything. I'm sorry about that. I could transfer you back to the help desk so they could help you get the number of someone you can call directly. AM didn't seem to like this and gets more upset. "Ugh, no one seems to know what they're doing over there. Are you going to help me or not?" By now, I was losing my temper somewhat, and I just wanted to get rid of this guy. "Sir, like I've said before, I can't renegotiate your contract with you. I can either transfer you back to the help desk, or I'll have to hang up and you'll have to call the help desk on your own. It's your choice." AM mutters something that I can't remember and goes, "Well, okay then, bye." AM hangs up. I sit, kind of confused as to what just happened for a moment, and then start laughing. A colleague sitting a bit further away comes over and asks what I'm laughing about, and I explain about the call I just had. He thinks it's a bit funny and laughs with me for a moment, then goes back to his desk. Kind of a normal ending, but that resonates with me. Any of you who worked call centers would know. And that's all the time we have for today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you once again for tuning into Life Stories. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more high-quality Reddit content in the future. My name has been Trent, and will continue to be Trent, signing off now.